Skylar. How are you
Hello.
today?
I'm good.
My
How are
name
you?
is Nalicia,
Nice to
and
meet
I'm
you.
a counselor here at Hope Community. Thank you for coming. So I want to give you a little bit of background. What we do here at Hope is help people overcome any challenges that they may be going through. So I'll work with you as your therapist. You're going to give me a little bit of background, and we're just going to kind of get to know each other on a little bit more personal level than a therapist and client usually would. That's just how we kind of do things here at Hope. Um, Also, whatever we speak about will stay between me and you. We do have a privacy policy. The only time I will have to disclose any information that you told me to is if you're thinking about harming yourself or harming others. And that's when I will have to, tell other people, and we can get you help in that way also. So, what brings you here today?
Where do I begin?
From the beginning. Just start where you feel is best for you.
Well, to start off, I'm a teacher.
Okay.
I teach third grade, and I mean I've been doing it for a little while. I got my degree in it.
Okay.
So it's been good so far. I can't really complain. Um, Up until recently, I think working with kids and not having kids of my own it's starting to hit me a little bit. It's never really been a problem before up until now.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you this. You say, am I hearing correctly, that this hasn't been a problem for you before up until now?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's been a problem, but not like it hasn't hit me the way it's hitting me now for me to come speak to a therapist.
So what has changed?
I just think with age and I'm getting older and building a family is something most people would like to do, especially with me. And I am married. I've been with my husband. We've just recently got married like a few years ago, but we've been together since high school.
Oh, okay.
So we have like a long history together.
Okay.
It's like my first love.
Mhm.
Neither one of us have children. Um, Growing up, growing up, we kind of went through some challenging times, but we kind of got through them together.
So, what were some of the challenging times that you went through with you and your husband?
This has all happened before we were married, and
Okay.
when we first got into college, um, I got pregnant, and we both just decided to have an abortion because we were so young, and we really wasn't ready, and just started school. We just wanted better lives for ourselves and to bring a child into the world.
Okay.
So it was just pretty much a mutual agreement for us to just go ahead, and even though we had a lot of backlash with it with our family and because of our religion, and it was just a lot of barriers we had to overcome, and just like basically say, well, this is what's best for us.
Okay. So, what is your religion?
Christian.
Okay. And I know just from me being a Christian as well, Christians don't believe in abortion. And I know they look down upon it a lot. So when you told your family and his family about the abortion, how did they react to that?
Well, they didn't find out till after it was done, so that kind of made things a lot more worse.
Okay.
But I felt like it just didn't need to. Like, the less people involved, the better.
Okay.
But I can say, after the fact, lately it's been kind of hitting me like I've been guilty about it. Like having thoughts of maybe I shouldn't have done that.
So let me just explore that a little bit. Why do you think you've been feeling guilty about it?
Because since we've been married and we both have established careers and stuff,
Mhm.
we have been trying to have a child,
Okay.
and it just has not been working out.
How long have you been trying to have a child?
for about 3 years now, 3 or 4 years.
Okay, and you haven't had any luck yet?
No. We would take a test whenever I felt like maybe I could be. Then it would come out positive, and between the next week or so, or 2 or 3 weeks, I'll have a miscarriage. And I've had 3 of those within the last 4 years. So that kind of put a strain on things as well. Because now I feel as though I can't have kids because of this mistake I've made. Well, because of this abortion. Let me not say mistake. But now I'm starting to do a lot of self-blaming, and our marriage has been having a little strain because who's to blame? Why didn't, now I'm looking at him like, but why didn't you talk me out of it?
Yeah.
And we both want a child, so it's a little difficult.
Well, I'm going to say, how has he been taking this, not being able to get pregnant and the miscarriages?
I mean, he's been taking it okay, but I think he doesn't kind of feel the same thing I feel because it's me that's actually going through this physically,
Okay.
So it can be a lot different looking at it on the outside, He has his opinions, but at the same time, it's nothing I can kind of do to prevent this because of what we decided to do years ago.
Okay. Well, I can relate to you in some aspect. I too have had a miscarriage, and it was kind of difficult for me at the time because I was about 3 months pregnant. So going through that is definitely something that no woman should ever go through, and it was tough. And
it's very tough.
So I can relate to you and your feelings, and if you're how inside you feel maybe this is your fault a little bit, but it's not. You shouldn't.
And that's exactly how I feel.
You shouldn't blame
as though
yourself.
I could have done something else. Maybe we should have just dealt with the responsibility at that time. Who knows? I could have had like 3 or 4 children by now. But now the fact that I can't have any, it just really hurts. And now it's making me second guess my career because I see these kids every day. If I didn't have that abortion back then, my child would have been in the 3rd or 4th grade right now.
Yeah.
So it's just starting to take a toll.
Okay. So is it affecting your work to the point where you're incapable of teaching your 3rd grade students?
No, it hasn't gotten to that point yet.
Okay.
But I think it has the ability to get to that point.
Okay.
If I continue to, for instance, have another miscarriage or that kind of does take a toll on me. Maybe I shouldn't be working with kids.
Okay, well, let me explore this a little bit. How's your eating habits?
Poor. Can
you explain that to me a little bit?
I don't eat the healthiest things, because I'm always doing something. So it's like fast food or something quick is always, which is horrible, I know, and I should take better care of myself, but I really don't have the time.
And what about exercising?
No.
Okay. How long have you had these eating habits for?
Since forever.
Okay.
Nothing has pretty much changed. I guess because, I don't really have time to cook. My husband cooks from time to time, but it's not enough to say, okay, we're on a healthy diet.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Well, one thing I do want to suggest to you is possibly changing up your eating habits, because I know that could play a part into the miscarriages. In order for you to carry a baby full term, you need to take care of yourself and your body, because the baby is living inside of you, and he or she may be feeding off the nutrients that you're feeding it. So, and that's even from the time it's a little fetus in your womb to the time that it's time to deliver the baby. So maybe changing that your eating habits a little bit, getting a little bit more fruits and definitely vegetables.
Yeah, you're right. I just have to find time to actually, you know.
Okay, so I hear you saying that you're busy. What does a typical day look like for you?
Well, in the mornings, we school starts at what, like 7:38.
Yeah.
So I'm there by 7, the latest. Prepping for class and making sure everything is situated for the day. And I school normally ends around 3.
Okay.
After school is done, I typically help volunteer with the after school program. Um, then that's done around maybe 5 or 6. I'll get home roughly about 7, and if I'm not doing something work related like grading work or getting my next lesson plan together, then I'll spend a little time with my husband by the time he gets home, and before you know it, it's just time to shower. I've been and grabbed something on the way coming home. If he hasn't like cooked anything or got off work before I did, then the day is pretty much over.
Okay. So I'm hearing you say that you don't get to spend enough time with your husband also.
Not like we used to, no. So that's another issue.
So how did you used to spend time together? Like how much time was spent together with you and your husband?
We would try to at least have dinner together.
Okay.
Often during the week. Little date nights here and there. But that kind of slowed down because we both have, busy schedules.
Okay. So one thing I would like to suggest to you that can maybe do make things better is going back to those date nights with you and your husband.
Yeah, I think you're right. I really like those. That kind of brought us closer together. Now it's like I barely even know him anymore.
I see your face lit up a little bit when you mentioned it, and I think that's a good step also, along with changing up your eating habits a little bit that could help you feel better. I know this is going to be a process and we can work through it together and analyze all your emotions that you go through with having these miscarriages and that guilt you have had with the abortion when you're just starting out in college. This will come in future sessions.
I just don't know if I can take another miscarriage.
Okay.
That right now has to be like I don't want to say my biggest fear, but it is my biggest fear.
Okay.
Because no one wants to go through that, let alone 3 but 4 times. So I don't know if I'm ready to try again. As of right now, we kind of stopped.
Okay.
And it's been put on hold. My husband have thrown around the idea of IVF. I don't really have much knowledge about that, but I don't think I want to get to that point because I would like to try it actually,
Okay.
But I don't know if I'm ready to try it right now.
Well, since you're telling me that you're not ready to try that right now, how about we just focus on you and then also focus on rebuilding that relationship with you and your husband. Focus on your body right now, getting it healthy enough to carry a baby.
Maybe that's something you should tell my husband.
Okay.
Because I don't think he will understand that.
Okay. Would you like for your husband to come in later sessions?
That would be good.
Okay.
Because I feel like it is 2 of us trying to get this together, and it does take 2 to have a child. Even though I am the one carrying it, he should definitely be here to listen. That way, when we're home, he can support me on these things. You're suggesting that I do, and maybe he can motivate me to eat right. If you see me eating the wrong thing,
That's true. Yes.
So, yeah, I actually think that would be a really good idea.
Okay. And how has your husband been through all of this with your miscarriage?
He's a guy, so he doesn't really express his well, express his feelings to me that like that about about that situation. You know, he kind of just stays quiet, and whenever I do bring it up, he would talk or agree with what I'm saying, but we haven't really talked much about it.
Okay. Well, from what I hear you saying, you would really like for him to come in and maybe at our next session, if you bring him, we can explore all of these concerns that you had and, you know, get him more knowledgeable on how you're feeling and how a woman's body needs to be healthy in order for her to carry a baby. You know, it was like I said before, it was hard for me when I had my miscarriage, and I had to do a lot of self evaluating before jumping back in and trying again with my husband. And I found that once I evaluated myself and took my feelings into consideration, it helped me a lot. And I'm hoping that we can work together and it'll help you become a more strong, motivated woman so you can, you know, carry your baby full time.
Thank you. I really needed that.
You're
I
welcome.
really needed that.
Okay, so from this session, how do you feel?
I feel a lot better, you know. Not only did it make me realize some things about myself as far as the eating habits and being busy, but it just lets me know that, I mean, I am human. I'm I'm not the only one going through this because you were willing to express or give me some history on your part, and you didn't have to disclose that information, and I really appreciate it. It does make me look at things a lot differently now.
Okay.
And I do look forward to the next session, bringing my husband in, so he too can kind of get this information as well.
Okay.
Because it's different me telling him compared to hearing it from a professional.
Well, I'm really glad that you took a lot from this session, and I really look forward to meeting your husband and working with you and your husband both so you can, you know, get yourself healthy and build a healthy relationship with him so you can work toward having a child.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It was so nice meeting you,
It was
Skylar.
nice meeting you too.